The Passion of Jesus play has been performed by Wintershall team in Trafalgar Square for the past 10 years on Good Friday. Our vision for One Good Friday is to help other cities, towns and communities across the UK perform passion plays for their own marketplaces. At the same time, on the same day, making One Good Friday across our country. Many locations had committed to doing this for 2020, but because of the coronavirus, they could not perform. But they are even more committed now to performing on the 2nd of April 2021. Join us and help us to make a really special Good Friday next year for our united nation. This is our story so far.
For so many years on Good Friday, I have been to Trafalgar Square to see the great presentation of the Passion of our Lord. And it draws crowds. People come, they sit in the sun or the rain to follow this life-giving, remarkable story of Jesus' suffering, his death on the cross, and his resurrection from the dead.
The numbers in Trafalgar Square have got bigger and bigger every year, and other cities and communities from across the country have been watching us and watching what's happening. And as the church's numbers seem to be going down, our numbers seem to be going up. And we're not quite sure why that is, but it is. And so other cities and towns have approached us. And over the last 3 years, we've been working on making One Good Friday 2020 a time when we were all across the country going to put it on at the same time, on the same day for our cities and our towns.
Hi everyone, my name's Kenny and I for the past year have had the privilege of being the producer of the Bath One Good Friday Passion Play. Well, I say the past year, that will continue because next year we've had to postpone because of the coronavirus, as everyone has. But next year we'll be coming back on the 2nd of April for One Good Friday 2021. We will have the Passion Play coming to Bath. In terms of where we have been as a team, we've gathered some 120 volunteers from about 40 churches across Bath, which has been amazing in itself because that has been a real show of unity and the church working together, but it will be a great privilege to be part of a show of unity for our city. Jesus himself said, if you lift me up, I will draw all people to myself. And One Good Friday is going to be back bigger and better than we would have done this year. This year would have been amazing, but next year is going to be absolutely fantastic. And I, for one, really want to be part of what God is going to do across our nation in all the different locations in 2021. But God bless you all, and I will see you soon.
One Good Friday was our 4th annual Passion Play, and we were drawn to the project for 2 reasons. Firstly, the tremendous demonstration of Christian unity in so many towns and cities performing the same play at the same time in the heart of their local community. And secondly, for us as a less experienced team, the opportunity to learn from all that experience in Wintershall.
Well, my personal experience this year was quite different. I had a deep resonance with the script. It brought me an idea of Jesus which I felt was more closely connected to my own Jesus. I thought the script and the Jesus within the script was very selfless and very giving and teaching and compassionate, and it just resonated with me.
The opportunity to work with Wintershall over the course of this last year has been a real pleasure as we've drawn a little on their experience and the professionalism that they have in the way that they tell the story, and how they have put together this One Good Friday project, which has been wonderful to work with, especially as so many different parts of the country have been able to come together in bringing the same story throughout.
journey of faith this has been, taken one small step at a time. It started at the end of 2018 when I telephoned through to Wintershall to ask them whether they would bring their cast across to Horsham to produce and perform their passion play. And can you imagine my surprise when Charlotte de Clay said to me, we can do better than that. We're just launching One Good Friday 2020, and actually you can have your own cast and crew and you can do it yourself in Horsham.
So when I started looking at this play, I went around the different sites around Horsham and realised that actually Horsham town has almost been created for this play. So there is a flogging post and a stocks, and there is a memorial where the cross would go. And there are kind of this flagstone market town feel where, particularly for the temple scene, where Jesus comes in and tosses over the tables and says, you know, this should be a house of prayer. And there's this amazing space, and it's actually slightly raked so that it's a natural space for the audience. But what I wanted is very much to create that immersive experience. We're so used to just watching films on the TV and going to the cinema, but actually being immersed in something where we can sort of taste, feel, smell, be part of the action is what Horsham really lends itself to.
My name's Martin Fairweather. I'm from the charity In Another Place, and I've had the huge privilege of being director of the Liverpool Passion. It's been fantastic working with not just the cast, but the whole team that's put this production together.
For me, playing the part of the Centurion in the Liverpool Passion was something I was looking forward to because of the change of the person. He initially was just a soldier following orders, doing as he's told to do. But then he had a change of heart. He realised that he'd done something deeply wrong, and was full of remorse for what he had done and what he was part of.
As with any production, there have been challenges, but with some thought and sharing of ideas, none of those challenges have proved insurmountable. I've been reminded over and over again during this production of the verses in Corinthians that say there is one body that's made up of many parts. All its many parts form one body. And it's been wonderful to see so many people coming together as one and playing their part, whether large, small, or maybe seemingly insignificant. Everybody's got on, not complained. It's been fantastic.
The events leading up to the death of Jesus, his crucifixion, are often referred to as the greatest story ever told, and indeed they are. The trouble is that we've tended to hide them away in churches or in the Bible. What we want to do in this project is to bring them out. I mean, they actually happened in the hustle and bustle of Jerusalem when there were loads of people there, pilgrims for the Passover, and lots of people witnessed what was going on. We want that to be able to happen again.
I was asked to direct the Passion Play in Worcester, and for the last few weeks we've been working hard, rehearsing and having a lot of fun. I think the subject matter is key. I mean, there are people who wouldn't necessarily have volunteered to do something like this. Not everybody was a professing Christian, some from different communities, Christian communities. But there is something about this story which has made such an incredible impact. No individual has made such an impact on history, the history of the whole world, as Jesus Christ. And telling that story does bring especially people of faith together and unite them with a common sense of harmony, of being a part of a family and involved in something that's very meaningful.
Hello, I'm the Reverend Eileen Harrop, producer of Passion Play Bishop Auckland 2020. Today, more than 160 cast, crew and team leaders from 80 years old to 80 years old, from all walks of life, have become the Bishop Auckland One Good Friday 2020 team.
It's been great the way that people from diverse backgrounds of all ages have pulled together. Everybody who's got involved, everybody who's got engaged from across the community and the local churches. Thank you for everybody who's given support by making costumes, doing makeup, creating music, and just putting lots of time and energy into it. It's a fabulous project.
This play was about unity of all the Christian denominations, unity of all denominations and no denominations. So Joe, why did you accept the invitation to become a trustee?
I'm thrilled to share in some of the responsibility for Wintershall, Charlotte. I think what you've got going here is utterly remarkable. I used to live in Trafalgar Square, believe it or not, at St Martin in the Fields, and I remember watching my first Passion Play, looking down from the sitting room window, thinking, what on earth is going on? I heard the soldiers marching and it didn't sound very nice. So I, with my young kids, came outside and we were totally captivated by the play. So we stood there with 10,000 other people, drawn in, and by the end of it, not wanting to leave. I found it utterly remarkable. Now, obviously, I'm a priest, I'm now a bishop, I'm also a biblical scholar, and I have so many different angles of interest in what is going on in that play and its impact across our nation. So I wanted to help, I know there's money to raise, I know there's risk to manage, I know there's people to involve. I'm happy to be involved wherever.
And what I would really love to see, and my prayer, is that whoever is out there watching this, that you get it going in your community. I get quite emotional. You get it in your communities. You get it in your villages, your towns, your cities. So we take this story of healing and forgiveness and love out into the communities and into our streets so people know what Jesus came for and what he did for us. So if you want to get in touch with us or want to be part of the WhatsApp group, please come and join us, because 2021 is going to be a pretty awesome year. Thank you.
Spread my faith and praise the Father. Keep his commandments that the world may grow in peace, and generations still unborn will live in fellowship and harmony. Open your hearts, repent, and seek him who sent me. Forgive those who sin against you, and you will also receive forgiveness. Be bold, teach love, that man should treat his neighbour as himself. Live my word, and by your actions show love for your neighbour. Share with me in prayer the burdens of your lives. Have faith, take courage. My yoke is easy. And know that my spirit is in you, every one of you. You search for me, and I am there. I go now to my Father, and my peace I leave you.